Okay, so we are live. I'm Alex Walker,
I'm Chris Brown Sport.
and
That's my full name.
we are the fastest losers. We are here to talk about the Karlsruhe World Indoor Tour that wow, is already underway at the moment, but we'll be starting on YouTube and BBC Sport in about 20 minutes' time.
Yeah, very exciting. We've got athletics going on.
Yes,
Actual athletics is happening.
and it's been
Um,
quite a season so far of what we've had. We've had world indoor records. We've had some pretty impressive performances from many athletes, and it's not really what you'd expect from a season in the middle of a pandemic.
no. I think to start with, two world records: men's triple jump with Zango and Ryan Krauser in the men's shot. So I guess, given their performances last year, weren't too much of a surprise, but still, to do it in January is a bit unusual.
Yeah,
So yeah, I wonder if I don't know. Do you think we'll get any world records tonight?
I'm not quite sure if it's. I see any world records in the making here, but we've already had a surprise in the women's shot put. We've had Domgo, Dongmo rather, sort of winning that against Schwanitz. I think Schwanitz would have been the likely winner there, so we could see
Yeah,
anything.
because Spanix was world leader coming into this, and I kind of thought it'll be between her and Chase Ely,
Yeah.
and they were fourth and fifth. So
Yes.
yeah, so Dongo won it with a meeting record and world lead of 19.65.
Yeah, national record. So if this was Fantasy Diamond League, you'd be picking up all the points at the
Well, yeah,
moment.
exactly. Fanny Roos was second also with a national record, 18.64, so a metre behind. And a shout out to Sophie McKenna, who, you know, British number one, never thrown over 18 metres indoors, did it 5 times today out of her 6 rows.
Yeah,
Pretty impressive.
and the look on her face seemed to say that she could have done better. Like she knows what she's been doing in training, and she wasn't necessarily delighted with that. Although third place in
Yeah,
that field is pretty impressive.
to beat Ely and Schmalitz, I think she'll take that. But yeah, it feels like there's still more to come from her, and I think she knows that. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
And yeah, if you are watching, please feel free to speak up in the chat. We'd love to engage with you. So even if it is to make fun of us a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be people doing that. Yeah, so tonight the women's triple jump has already started. I don't know who to expect to win that. I was thinking maybe Tori Franklin or Pelletero, but I think the Cuban's leading at the moment.
Yeah, I'll just get that up on the results.
I saw there was a Jessie Maduka on the start list, and I immediately thought it was Joyce Maduaka.
I had the same thing there.
I was like, Joyce has returned as a triple jumper.
Yeah, I mean, again, before the meeting, I would have expected Anna Pelletero as my first choice to win that. With sort of Tori Franklin being the other one that I thought could take the title. But yeah, we've got. I don't even want to attempt that first name, but Povea from Cuba in first with 14.54. And Pelletero is only in fifth at the moment, while Tori Franklin's back in sixth. So it seems the form book's a bit out the window at the moment.
But then, like you say, first meet of the year, people are still finding themselves. Yeah. So just looking at the chat,
Yeah.
justice for Joyce. And apparently the blonde one's hair is very nice.
Oh wow!
Well,
It hasn't been cut in over a year.
or neither's mine, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, if you want a group of athletics fans in desperate need of a haircut, you've come to the right place.
Men's pole vault has just got underway as well. Le Villainy, bit of a return to form.
Yeah, 5.92 at a meeting in France early this year. That's his biggest season opener since 2011, I believe.
Wow, I'm not sure he'll beat Mondo this year, but this I guess Lisek is probably his biggest competition today.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. He's the only other sort of person who's jumped over 6 meters in that field. But Holtstepper being another name that sort of catches the eye.
Yeah, and Cole Walsh. I guess the Americans always start pretty early with their indoor season, so he might be carrying some good form with him.
And I suppose Valentin Lavillenie, the younger brother of Renaud, had quite a strong season last year, so it might be he might do something impressive this year.
Yeah, I think I guess he's been in his brother's shadow for a while, and I know he's had a couple of injuries and stuff, so it's good to see him, hopefully break out of that shadow of his old brother. Oh, we've had a question here. Thoughts on Dina doing the Euro indoors?
It's
Well, I think it's great.
yeah, I'm quite excited. It's been
I think obviously she did.
oh you go
When did she last do? She did Euro indoors.
2015
When
Euro
I can't remember
indoors.
what
She
the year.
did
Yeah, it was 50.
2016 World indoors, I think, and nothing
Yeah, and she
since.
got. Yeah, so that's first proper indoor champs for a long time. So yeah, I think it's good to get some champs practice in ahead of Tokyo, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, we'll have the Olympics in some
Um,
form.
but yeah, I think obviously women's 60 meters is I think one of the most exciting races on tonight.
Yeah,
You've
it's
got
a shame there's no
so,
Svoboda as was
yeah, I was
advertised.
going to say she's just Svoboda's not there, but we've still got Dina Asher Smith and Asher Phillip, Battle of the Brits. Asher's obviously fastest in the field on personal bests, but it'd be interesting to see. So I can't remember that. When was the last time Dina was beaten by a British sprinter? I can't even remember.
That would be a lot. Oh, well, I honestly couldn't say, but I
Not
feel
saying
like
it's going to happen tonight, but
no.
you never know.
I mean, Dina's personal best in the 60 meters is from 2015, so that was set before she even broke 11 seconds in the 100. So I wouldn't be surprised if she sets a new personal best tonight.
Which again could easily be a British record.
Yes.
Which will be exciting.
Which Jim just asked about in the chat.
Oh yeah, yeah, I think she'll get it at some point this season, but I'm not sure it'll be tonight. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it might just be a brush off the cobwebs, given that she didn't have a normal season last year. She was only doing 150-meter meets in Bromley.
Yeah, and she, like you say, she hasn't really done an indoor season for a while, and it'll be interesting to see what her actual potential is, because she hasn't really raced it that much, and I think she's definitely potential to run sub-7 at some point, but I don't know when and if that'll happen.
Yeah, I mean, when I think of her, I do think of her more of a 200-meter runner than a 100-meter runner. So her skill set may not translate brilliantly over to the 60 meters, but at the same time, she's such a star of European sprinting that yeah, I'd definitely give her a good chance to take the Euro indoor title in March.
Yeah, I think obviously when you're comparing her to Asher Phillip, who is more of a 60-meter runner, you don't see her doing the 200. So I guess you think Asher would be the favourite for that in the head-to-head, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be close. And obviously there's Del Ponte in the mix, Haas of Germany, and Jamila Samuel are in the field as well. So it's not all going to be their own way. Interesting to see what Del Ponte does after her breakthrough season last year.
Yes, very much so. It'll be because she's not phased by going against a big field. Although she started off in some meetings where perhaps you were missing a few stars. As the season progressed, she actually was going against the world's best and giving them a good run for their money.
Yeah, she was still running her best times in those kind of fields, which shows that she had made a big breakthrough last year, even though it looked at the start of the season like she was winning these races and dominating, but actually, she was still improving as the season went on.
Yeah.
Another question, which is, how far do you think Echevarria would jump this evening and this season overall? So yeah, men's long jump, Echevarria is in the field with Montler, Tentoglu, pretty good field. Echevarria is still a bit of an enigma for me. I think you don't know if he's going to jump 880 or if he's just going to jump 780.
Yeah.
Or 3 no jumps and a 5-meter jump and a one he's run through. And yeah, what do you think is going to happen?
Very much a loose cannon. I'd say on paper he would definitely be my pick for this evening. He's got by far the furthest personal best of any of them, but I believe it's Montler who is the world leader at the moment, so he could be going for a strong performance.
Yeah, I think I'm going to tip Montler for this one. Actually, I think his consistency and his improving, I think he might give him the edge. But yeah, you can never write off Tentoglu as well. He's a championship performer and always produced the goods. So yeah. No Irish chat so far. Okay.
Well,
well,
Seamus wants us to talk about the women's 1500 meters. We have not discussed it yet.
No, and I am tipping Ciara McGeehan to win this race. Actually,
She was definitely in my definitely in my top two. I actually think Winnie Nanyondo, but I do want Kira McGean to do well. I would not be disappointed at all if she wins tonight.
Yeah, I think Nanondo's and the Germans in the field as well. You've got Klein and Krauser and Herrera, the Spaniards in the field as well. So it's a decent field.
Yeah.
But I think Kira's proven that she can race well indoors. And I guess, well, obviously her coach passed away recently, which was obviously really sad. So you just wonder if she's got that kind of extra motivation to put in a good performance tonight.
Yeah, hopefully the emotional toll of that isn't weighing on her too much.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's going to be one of those things, isn't it? We don't know if she's going to be absolutely ready to go or just a little bit cautious.
Oh, Seamus says it was her old coach.
The old coach. Okay, thanks for that. But Winnie for the win. Dr. Dan O'Connor says Winnie for the win. We love winning. What other events are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm also looking forward to. Let's just have a look through.
There's quite a lot of. I'm confused with which ones are the World Indoor Tour events and which ones are non-World Indoor Tour.
Yes.
How does it work?
So, Karlsruhe with this meeting tonight is part of the Gold Tour of the World Indoor Tour, which means that athletes in certain events, which if I was more professional, I would have a list of those events with me, but it's 50% of the events and they rotate each year. The winner of the series will win a $10,000 jackpot, and there is also a $3,000 prize pot for each event of the meeting. We also have the silver and bronze tour, silver being what we saw in Arkansas last week, but it's that's not. There's no sort of running through scoring thing on that. I think that's much more just to give these events more publicity and make it easier to find them, rather than a random string of events dotted across the world.
Yeah, it's good that they are actually trying to make a tour out of the indoor season, because it's always felt a little bit kind of disjointed. So it's nice that there is some continuity now. But again, it's still confusing to know which events are which.
Yeah.
Men's 400. I think that's the kind of the first track race up tonight. In about 10 minutes. Maslak, Husilios, the usual suspects when it comes to indoor 400 meters. Who's your money on?
I'd go for Husilios just because he's been in, well, at least in 2018 and 2019, I'd say that he was probably in better form than Maslak. I know that Maslak won the world indoor title, but Husilios did cross the line first, and
yes,
I think that's still something that many Spaniards will be upset about.
I don't know. I'm tipping Maslak for that one. I just think his experience maybe might show through, but then he's not had the best form of recent years.
Yeah, it's quite strange though, sort of having. Of course, it's very weird at the beginning of the season having so little form to go on, but we've got even less with such a strange year that we've had.
Yeah, a lot of these people are competing for the first time in pretty much a year, maybe even longer. I mean, Dina's not really raced since Doha, really.
No. Other than, well, the high quality fields that are in Bromley, yeah.
Men's 8 as well. Men's 8 is not a World Indoor Tour race tonight, but you've got Edith Giles, Pierre Ambrose Boss, Andreas Kramer, Lopez, all those kind of names in there. I'm excited about this one. I think it's going to be elbows out most of the way around. Giles has shown better tactics, I think, last season, and obviously decent times. So I'm thinking he might be in the mix, but I'm actually going to go for Kramer for this one.
Yeah. I'd still go for Boss. I think he's. I know he's not the best indoor performer, but I still think that he's just got such. As we were discussing the other day, he's the 14th fastest of all time outdoors. So I'd say on his day, he's not to be messed with.
Yeah, does he run indoors that often? I don't feel like I've seen him indoors that much.
I don't feel like I have either. So whether it's just a lack of competition there.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm still going to go for Kramer for that one, because he's done pretty well indoors. But yeah, I think Giles will be in the mix and Boss. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the better races to watch tonight.
Yeah, very much looking forward to that.
Well, then there's only really the 3000 as well, isn't there? Which I don't know. I feel a bit the 3000 they put in towards the end, but I don't think the fields are that strong.
No, I was sort of struggling on the men's side. I was thinking, I mean, you've got Butchart, Agida, Bergen. You've got a lot of there's a few names in there that I'd be interested to see. I think my money would be on Bethwell Bergen.
Okay, I've gone for a Gida.
Uh,
Controversial.
well,
Yeah, I think
I
they're
think
the class of the field.
yeah, I think when there's an option for a Kenyan, always bet on the Kenyan.
True. Yeah, yeah. The 3000s are well. It's a weird event anyway because it is obviously only run indoors at the championships.
Yeah.
But you do get people like in the women's, you get someone like Beatrice Chepkoech, who obviously does the steeplechase mainly. So this is kind of her perfect event in a way. Up against Melissa Courtney, or now Melissa Courtney Bryant. Now she's married Ashley Bryant. There's lots of Worku in the field, Mishmash as well, our favourite athlete to say.
Quite interesting. Melissa Courtney Bryant has the second fastest personal best of the field.
Yeah, I saw they were bigging it up on social media as a head-to-head between her and Chepkoech, and I was like, really? But then actually, yeah, looking at their personal best, they're pretty close.
I mean, I wouldn't rule out Fantu Worku.
Yeah, I think they should be the top three. Although I do think Mishmash is in. She showed some good form last year as well, actually on the outdoor season. But I do think Chepkoech is going to win.
Yeah, Chepkoech was my first pick as well. But if I have to differ, then I'll go for Fantu Worku. Have we discussed the men's 60-meter hurdles?
We have not. Again, good field.
Yes, I had a dropout with Andy Pottsy, sadly.
Yeah, that's a shame because he is obviously world indoor champion for another year,
and he had
to keep that a title.
Such a strong season last year.
Yeah, he was undefeated indoors last year and almost undefeated outdoors as well. So
yeah, it was only Orlando Ortega who beat him, wasn't it?
But then indoors, Jarrett Eaton, he's pretty solid indoors.
Yeah.
Well, he nearly won the world indoors, didn't he? Last time he was the guy chasing Posse down at the end. Pascal Martino-Lagarde and Oriol Manga, who are very good friends of ours from Glasgow.
I wasn't in that photo. But
well, yeah, sadly you weren't. But
it's still iconic, and I can enjoy it just as much.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was a sideways bad moment there.
Yes. But I mean, my pick would be Pascal Martino-Lagarde here.
Okay, I've gone for Eaton. I think. Yeah, I think indoors he's next level indoors, and also Americans have started the season a bit earlier.
That is true.
But then the French, I don't know. It's like which Frenchman's going to win because there's Bellaston in there as well. But yeah, I think Martino-Lagarde will probably be the one that will push him the closest.
Yeah, it's also hard to say because you don't really know how much their training has been interrupted over the past year. I know that America, on the most part, has had less stringent restrictions on these things. So whether that would favour the Americans, but then of course sport has had an exemption in many places to allow it to continue.
Yeah, it does. Well, they want to host the Olympics now, don't they, in Florida?
Oh yeah,
apparently.
So that was something.
Yeah, I guess the last event we haven't mentioned is the women's 60 hurdles. I think.
Yes,
which the heats will be starting. Well, the other heats have already happened, I think. Oh my god, let's check.
Quite possibly.
Check those results.
Yeah, I'll get that up on the screen for you.
Because we've got, Amasan I've tipped as the pick for me. Viss is in there as well. Alina Talley, Herman, Mrs. Christian Taylor, Beatrice Schott is in there as well. That's their full title now.
Okay, well, it's not showing up for Heat 2, but it's showing up for Heat 1. So yeah, Visser qualified first in Heat 2, 7:98. With Samba Mayela of France in second in 8 seconds. Talley only in fourth in that heat.
Okay, interesting.
8:02, so it was a pretty close finish.
Yeah. Okay. I've just seen the results myself. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I guess I don't know. Yeah. It's top 2 and 4 fastest qualifiers. Okay. So Talley might still make it with an 8:02, I guess.
Yeah, it's still definitely possible, just not. Don't know what's happened. I've worried that Heat 1 results aren't showing up unless they're doing it in the other order.
It's not showing up on mine either.
Yeah,
I don't know who's won Heat 1.
I'd also say that Toby Amasan would be a good name to watch here.
Yeah, I think she's my pick over Visser actually.
Yeah. And and of course European outdoor champion Elvira Herman there as well. So she's definitely somebody to watch.
Well, yeah. Speaking of watching it, it is now 7 o'clock.
It is
So
7 o'clock.
the world feed will be starting. Yeah, you can watch it, like you say, on BBC Sport in the UK, and I guess is it on YouTube in most territories, I think.
I believe so. There's also a strange German feed that people have been using tonight.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So I guess enjoy the athletics, everybody, and
Yeah.
we'll be back in 2 hours,
Yeah, thank you for joining us, everybody.
and we'll try and read more of your questions.